Now, Republican Congressman Ron DeSantis, he represents Florida's 6th district. He's a member of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. Right now, he says he is voting against U.S. military strikes action in Syria. I got the chance to speak with him earlier tonight from Washington. Let's check in with Congressman Ron DeSantis there in Washington. Congressman, John Kerry is telling Congress and selling Congress on the idea that this would be a limited strike. But what I'm hearing from you is that could be a limited strike, could be more problematic and could get us into more trouble.
Well, that's exactly right. Part of the problem is they haven't defined the actual objective that they're trying to achieve. They talk about degrading Assad, but that's a very gauzy concept. It's not clear how that would work in practice. And so, by extension, they haven't articulated a plan to achieve that. When I vote to authorize military forces as a Navy guy, that's a threshold requirement for me. I want to see a clear objective, and I want to see a plan to achieve that objective. And that's all the more important given that this is occurring against a backdrop of a vicious civil war in Syria in which both sides are hostile to America's interests. You have the dictator Assad, who's backed by Iran and Hezbollah, but then the rebel groups are predominantly made at this point by Sunni Islamic extremists and al-Qaeda types. And so by attacking Assad, you are by definition helping out the Muslim Brotherhood and al-Qaeda. And I just think that when both outcomes are bad for us, then we should step aside.
Sir, is there anything that could get you to change your mind, sway your opinion on this? And if not, how do you then respond to the criticism that the United States is standing idly by while chemical weapons are being used?
Well, we're not standing idly by in the sense of you have got to have a mechanism to deal with this stuff. And if people in the Middle East are killing each other, that's terrible. I don't think we like that. But injecting ourselves into the middle of the Civil War, we have to ask ourselves, would that actually prevent deaths from occurring? It may prevent some, but it'll actually cause people to want to shoot at us, and it'll redirect some of these passions in this Civil War. So this is truly an instance in where there's no good outcome. And so for us to try to get in there and micromanage it, I just think it's something that we're better off waiting and letting our enemies fight amongst themselves.
Congressman, I know you've had a full day of hearings and testimony, and we appreciate you spending a few minutes of your time with us today.
Thanks for having me.